My mom's been sending me a little videos on how good of a patriot American, free American RFK Jr. is, and I've been listening to stuff, good shit, like along the lines of Ron Paul, but he does actually talk about the geoengineering. Let's listen to 3 bits here and what he has to say on gun control.
Well, we got a lot of questions on the issue of gun control. I think it's one of the biggest topics in the feed. Here's one of them from a user, Real Pat King. He says, I need to know your detailed stance and policy on the Second Amendment before you get my vote. That's likely the only thing holding me back from voting for you. What do you say to him and the other people on the issue of gun control?
My position on the gun control is I'm not going to take away anybody's guns. I'm a constitutional absolutist, and
Okay, so he's a constitutional absolutist, which means you need to do a constitutional amendment to restrict firearms, and there is some idiot out there, I'll try to remember to show a screenshot that's pushing that, but it'll never happen, but let's pause here. Okay, next clip.
I know as president that you are going to expect me, and I'm going to do everything I can to reduce gun violence in this country. I think one of the tools that has been taken out of my hands.
I'm not going to play that game of gun violence. You can say violence by gun, but let's move on.
Is taking away people's guns. I don't think it's the right thing right now because it will just polarize our country. I've lived in
not the right thing right now.
Rural areas of this country. I know how integrated gun culture is in those areas and how important it is to them in the way they view the Constitution. I also know we're living in a time when the Constitution has been...
The rural areas and the way they view the Constitution. Is that a fucking shame or what? In other words, to me, he's saying they're looking at a long wrong there.
Under attack, all the other amendments in an unprecedented way, and how that would be seen by people who believe strongly in the Second Amendment as part of a systematic assault on our Bill of Rights, and I don't want to get into that debate.
Okay, pause here and move forward. Now, he does address, if he was president, he would address SSRIs and psychiatric drugs that are triggering people, but last clip.
Tells you that they can remove enough guns, AR-15s or whatever, by tinkering at the margins and get to the kind of the situation that they have in Western Europe is pulling your leg. It's not going to happen. We need to look now at other solutions, and the only way we're ultimately going to get gun controls in this country is through consensus, and that consensus cannot happen when we're all at each other's throats. We need to...
So we can get a gun control by consensus. Of course, who knows what he means or laws.
You're the public, people who feel insecure about the Constitution, that our Constitution is no longer under threat, that nobody wants to come and take away their guns, and that will bring people to the table and say, okay, how do we protect our children? And that's what I'm going to try to do as president.
So to me, it sounds like he's for gun laws, restricting gun laws. You cannot, as we all know, you cannot go and save children by demolishing the... Oh, let me pause here. Newsom's trying to be a hero and be on the news and get votes for his party, calling on states to pass a constitutional amendment on guns. There's a whole bunch of these. You can go listen to me if you already haven't. But it ain't going to happen. It's going to get people riled up. And instead of focus on the main enemy, which nobody's doing anything about, which is the New World Order. And this is a video short. Oh, I also want to add in, it will never, ever, ever happen will come and try to take and confiscate anybody's guns. This is mostly political theater. RFK Jr. here might mean it, but the only thing I can say he means is they will not actually say, you got to give up your guns. Will they put more restrictions as we go along, especially the states? The states you got to watch out for. They got everybody focusing on the federal government while states pass their various laws. And again, you cannot pass any gun law. I hate these fucking people that are all for the Second Amendment, but if you're convicted of a crime, you should never have a gun. That's fucking bullshit. That's not in the Constitution. I forgot I looked it up sometime past when the first federal law was passed. You can't just invent shit without fucking a constitutional amendment. But see you later. Bye.